in or out. One neighbor claimed she saw her loading boxes into a rental van. Another said Brandon had been spotted trying to sell his landscaping tools online under a different name. No one knew for sure. The gossip had shifted from fear to mockery. Some teenagers had even printed t-shirts with a cartoon of Karen holding a fake HOA badge and the words, "Not my president." Juvenile maybe, but strangely cathartic. The neighborhood, once suffocated by rules no one agreed to, was breathing again. I drove into town a few days later to drop off some documents with Clara. Her office was filled with binders, sticky notes, and a whiteboard full of timelines and depositions. She looked up as I entered and gave me a satisfied nod. "You see the news?" she asked. I hadn't. She turned her monitor toward me. A headline read, "Local HOA President Faces Criminal Charges in Land Ownership Scheme." Below it, a photo of Karen in her driveway, mid-argument, mouth open, finger pointed. The story covered everything: her attempt to revive the dissolved HOA, the illegal fees, the impersonation, the July incident on my ranch. It even quoted one of the residents. "She made us feel like we had no choice. Now I know better." I leaned back and exhaled. "It's official then. No more hiding." Clara smiled. "Next comes the fun part: court dates, depositions, trials. I'll make sure she gets every opportunity to explain herself under oath." Back at the ranch, I started to reclaim the spaces Karen had tried to brand as hers. I repainted the barn doors, removed every last sign, burned the stack of fake violation notices in the fire pit behind the house. It felt like shedding skin. The ranch didn't just belong to me in the legal sense. It belonged to me again in spirit. And with each project I finished, the weight lifted further. Even my sleep changed. Deeper. Calmer. No longer interrupted by thoughts of battles or betrayals. Just the normal things. Tomorrow's chores. Weather patterns. Whether the east fence would hold after the next big storm. One morning, while fixing the mailbox Karen had once taped flyers to, I noticed a moving truck outside her house. It wasn't flashy. Just a plain white truck, no logo, no noise. A few men were hauling boxes out the front door. I didn't stop what I was doing, just watched from a distance. Karen appeared briefly, clutching a purse and wearing sunglasses even though the sky was overcast. She didn't look like a tyrant anymore. She looked like someone who'd lost a game she was certain she would win. There was no goodbye, no confrontation. She climbed into the front seat of her car and followed the truck out of the neighborhood. That was it. The end of her chapter. Later that day, I took my boat out on the lake for the first time in years. The water was calm, the sky clear, and the only sound was the soft slap of waves against the hull. I dropped anchor near the middle and sat there in silence. No drama. No schemes. Just me, the breeze, and the water. A few ducks drifted by, and I tossed them some crumbs from a sandwich I'd packed. It was the kind of stillness I hadn't felt since before my wife passed. And in that moment I realized something else. This wasn't just about Karen. Or the HOA. Or even the land. It was about what we allow, what we tolerate, and how quickly people will hand over control when they're made to feel small and afraid. Karen had tried to turn my ranch into her stage, but she forgot who built it, who lived on it, who held the deed. And now, with her gone, there was room again for something better. Real community. No rules scribbled in panic. Just neighbors showing up with tools, sharing meals, waving across fields instead of filing reports. I steered the boat back to shore, tied it to the dock, and stood there for a long time, watching the horizon. Nothing in sight but trees, grass, and freedom. And that was more than enough.